I never listen to my old stuff. I try not to. You wait around for the thing you know that you perhaps could have changed or should have changed. Things that most people wouldn't notice, but you listen to it in a different way. And that's one of the good things about doing a sequel, that you get the opportunity to redo that stuff, to revisit things. Well, actually, I didn't quite do that track as good as I could, so let's do a version of that. Let's improve it. Don't know many other video games that would now have, of this scale, that would have one composer, because you need to write probably 4 hours of music. There's a composer, Dave Buckley. He didn't work on City now, he's new to the project. He does lots of Hollywood movies. He used to work with Harry Gregson Williams. He did The Town. I don't know if many composers would want to take on the task of working with me so closely. Because we've got a set of material we want to keep consistent, like the Batman theme, I wouldn't want to work with me. I mean, there's an existing set of music, and often you want to put your own mark on it, whereas Dave was just so happy to like take the material, go, right, okay, I'll write variations on that, I'll work with that. I think he was just bowled over by my personality. Funnily enough, we've got this from the very first. I wrote this for Asylum, and that's all the music that we'll use. Yeah, they're all the chords, they're all the rhythms, that's the melody.
Would you mind playing that one?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Obviously, I sent that to Dave Buckley, and then said, like, we're just doing variations on this idea, on those chords, on those melodies. Certainly on this project, you're thinking, are those themes going to stand up to another, long game? It takes probably 6 weeks to get confidence in them, and then you think, right, now I know what I'm doing. We wanted to keep that theme, and we wanted to kind of tailor it more towards the story for this game. How can we kind of get the Scarecrow element out of that one theme? Well, the Scarecrow theme back in Asylum was the same notes, bar one, in a kind of cluster like that. Yeah? Because you remember it was all kind of dreamlike.
Sure.
So it was that kind of thing. And we transpose it like that. In October, we spent a day recording with the orchestra those types of ideas. We called it a sound design session, because really there was no tunes or melody or anything. It was just those sort of noises. So you can hear there, it's actually the same set of notes as the Batman theme, but stretched out, distorted. It's not the backdrop for the whole score, but once we had that idea, it did influence lots of the other kind of straight ahead combat pieces. Yeah. So what we've done is we've recorded the string group playing lots of those rhythms, ba 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 ba, and then we've programmed them so that whatever note I play on the keyboard, it will trigger a version of that. I've got a combat piece here, and I want them to concentrate on beating up the thugs, and I want the music to subconsciously emphasise that. This is for the cop combat, so we would probably start with something like this, like the strings, a bit of choir, and then as you took down more of the thugs, we could bring in other elements. Bring in more synth elements and percussion. We'll add more intensity as the combat gets more intense. We'll add more of those layers, or we'll get rid of layers if you're not having such a good time. We used to have up to 4 layers before. So we've got something like, I don't know, 16 tracks there. We will record and then be able to play back live in game. No, I've not got sick of it at all. In fact, I prefer working like this. I do this forever.